Hello there. Today I'll be showing you how to make a level 1 Dungeons & Dragons character using the 2024 Player Handbook. Getting started. You will need a character sheet which can be found at D&D Beyond for free. We will be using the 2024 character sheet in this video. I also found a fillable PDF version that will be linked below. The first thing I'm going to do with the sheet is write my character's name at the top. Second, I'm going to write +2 in the proficiency bonus box. After that, we're going to choose a class. There are 12 in the player handbook. Each will have a small section that looks like this, listing some important things to know. Primary ability, meaning which of the 6 ability scores you will be relying on for your features. Since I will be making a warlock, my main ability is going to be charisma. Hit die affect how much health you have, and can be used for healing. Every time you level up with your class, you get 1 more of these. Saving throws are your ability to react and avoid trouble. Each class starts with 2. You can bubble these in on the character sheet under the ability scores. Skill proficiencies are things your character are good at and understand. Each class gives you a short list of relevant skills to pick from. Next is weapon proficiencies and armor training. There are different categories for every weapon and piece of armor in D&D, so not all characters can use every piece of equipment. In the bottom left corner of the character sheet, there is a section to take note of what equipment you can use. The last part of the class traits table is starting equipment. You get your choice of some gear or a pile of gold. There's a box on the back of the character sheet where you can keep track of what you're carrying, and another box on the front to list what weapons you have. Each class also has a features table that looks like this, giving a simple breakdown of what you have at each level. Next step is ability scores. These numbers will affect most of the dice rolls you make in-game. There are 3 ways to come up with these numbers. I will be using standard array, which gives you 6 preset numbers. The highest number you will want to assign to your character's primary ability, and then sort out the rest as you see fit. Once this is done, you will add a modifier to each ability. Basically, every 2 points above 10, you get a +1. However, this goes both ways, with scores below 10 having negative modifiers. Simply copy the modifier written here to the blanks below. Anything that you have bubbled in, you get to add the modifier and the proficiency bonus together. Okay, so now we are going to go over health, initiative, passive perception, and languages. For health, you are going to take your hit die and add your constitution modifier to it. Initiative is what everyone rolls at the start of combat to determine what order they go in. This score is just your dexterity modifier, meaning whatever number you have in this box, you will copy into this box over here. Passive perception is your ability to notice things that are hidden without a dice roll. It is your perception skill plus 10. Your character also knows 3 languages. Common plus 2 more of your choice from the standard languages table. We're through most of the numbers and class stuff, but now you need to choose a background. There are 16 in the player handbook that explain what your character did before becoming an adventurer. Every background has 3 attributes, and we get 2 options. Increase 1 attribute by 2 and another by 1, or all 3 by 1. You also get 2 more skill proficiencies, a tool proficiency, and your choice of more equipment or more gold. As part of your background, you also get something called a feat. These give your character benefits such as more health, more proficiencies, and just all around good stuff. At this point, we need to choose an origin or species. There are 10 to choose from, each with a few things of note. Every origin will list a speed and size that you add to your character sheet. Speed is how much you can move in combat, and most standard battle maps like this have squares that represent 5 feet in each direction. Size will affect things like spells and the ability to use larger weapons and equipment. For example, a small creature like a gnome can't use a longbow without rolling attacks at disadvantage. Now, we are going to go over weapons. In the player handbook on page 215, there will be a table with all the basic weapons you can find in the game. Weapons get an attack bonus that help when you roll to hit a creature. This bonus is strength plus your proficiency, assuming you are proficient in this type of weapon. Every weapon deals a type of damage using a die between a d4 and a d12, plus your strength modifier. If you are using a ranged weapon like a longbow or a crossbow, you will use your dexterity modifier instead. There is also a note tab where you can write down any weapon properties. One property I'll mention is range. Weapons that fire ammunition or can be thrown have two numbers in parentheses like this. The first number is how far it can go and still be effective. Any attacks after this number, but before the second number, will be rolled at disadvantage to hit. Ranged attacks can't go any further than the second number. Another property worth mentioning is finesse. This means a weapon will use your dexterity modifier instead of your strength. With weapons covered, now we are going to look at armor class, or AC. This measures your defense against being hit by attacks in combat. Your base AC is 10 plus your dexterity modifier, and can be increased by using armor and shields. Page 219 of the player handbook has all the different types of armor. Shields are considered their own proficiency, and require separate training from light, medium, and heavy armors. They add a +2 AC, but prevent you from using two-handed weapons like longbows or great axes. This next part is spells and magic. It can be complex, but I'll break it down as simple as I can. Starting at the back of the character sheet, we have our spellcasting ability that will affect all our die rolls related to magic. Under that is your spellcasting modifier, which is the ability modifier for your spellcasting ability. Your spell save DC will be your spellcasting modifier plus your proficiency bonus plus 8, and your spell attack bonus is your spellcasting modifier plus your proficiency bonus. There are over 100 pages of spells in the player handbook, and your prepared spells are the group that you have access to and know how to cast. Every class has its own list of spells you can choose from, with no one class getting every spell in the book. Next is spell slots. You can think of these as ammunition for casters. If you have a prepared spell that is 3rd level, then you need a spell slot that is at least 3rd level to cast it. Alongside your prepared spells, you also get cantrips, level 0 spells that can be cast as frequently as you want without using a spell slot. That class table I mentioned earlier, that lists what you get at each level, tells you how many spell slots, prepared spells, and cantrips you get at each level. This completes the mechanics and numbers, but you will also need a backstory. A good place to start is choosing an alignment on page 39, a broad indicator of your character's ethics and ideals. My character, Cypress, is neutral good, meaning she's trying her best to be a good person, helping others however she can. I also wrote a brief backstory to make her more unique, and above that I made a few notes about what she looks like. You can also draw your character out like I did. One last thing worth mentioning is that you get to roll for a trinket on page 46. These are just small, mysterious items you can work into your story. And now you have a level 1 Dungeons & Dragons character, and should be ready to play. Hope you found this video helpful and easy to follow. Thank you for watching.